Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome to my YouTube channel. I feel like I'm probably calling me Chris at this point, but that's okay. But I figured you guys could know a little bit about me. Like, what exactly am I? Like, who am I? Well, obviously, my name's Kaylee and I have a love for Christ. And some interesting things that you might have not known about me is that I am actually considered deaf. Like, I have severe hearing loss in both ears. I wear hearing aids. And it was actually kind of interesting because somebody at work was like, "Are those some kind of fancy earbuds?" I'm like, "No, they're hearing aids. I need them to hear. They're not fancy earbuds." Some of the things I like to do is, I like art. If you look at Cece's page, currently it's an old piece, but I know I just did a new piece for her. She's gonna update it very soon. And then I did that piece, that piece, that piece, that piece. Wait, I didn't do this one. I did this one, and then this one's a rough draft of the one behind it. And this was I bought from Marks. I'm also very into music. Like, my keyboard is right here, and this microphone's actually my music recording microphone. Very nice. Like, really cool, because I use this editing software to get really good songs. I spent my high school in the debate program titled Christian Communicators of America. And there, I learned about debating. I did 2 years of debating. The second year was COVID, and I couldn't really debate because my partner got sick. This was actually really funny because the first year was on taxation. The resolution for the policy debate for that year was the United States federal government should substantially increase the percentage of income from indirect taxes. Whew, it was a very interesting. Substantially threw everybody off. Then the second year was on war powers. It was reform. I forget the year, but it was reforming a war powers policy. And I spent like 300 hours with my partner preparing for it. Then my partner got sick for the first debate, so we couldn't debate. And then that was the year COVID hit and everything was shut down, so I did 300 hours for absolutely nothing. I also did a bunch of speeches. I think total, over the 4 years I was in the organization, I did over 100 speeches, which is really nice. And the speeches that I did, there was one, I did two years of prose, which is like doing and acting from an excerpt of a book. And my first year was Minnie McLary Speaks Her Mind. It was about prejudice towards a teacher who did things a little differently. And Minnie was more like, "Hey, we need to stand up and do what's right." But she was also a shy person. So that was very fun. Then the second book was on Theodore Boone. I forget which book it was, but I remember the plot. It was on whether or not the state should build a highway, and it was very fun because it was very professionally written. I also did biographical informative. This was my last year. I did it on Alexander Graham Bell, and this was very interesting because it includes a fact that not many people are aware of. It was like, I think it was what got me into the finals for it. I got into the finals one of the but it was every rose has its thorn, and Alexander Graham Bell is no exception. And the entire 8-minute speech memorized was on how he invented all sorts of great things. He supported the suppression of an entire language that lasted for over 100 years. It was okay, this is the interesting thing. There was something called oralism, which kind of forced deaf people to spend more time learning how to speak and prevented them from being able to use sign language in public. That lasted during the time of Alexander Graham Bell. Like, he was one of the first advocates for it. And then it stopped in 1980. Yes, 1980. Which is quite shocking. And then I had a little segment about how sign language is important, and I resonate with it because I can't hear. And I had a lot of oppression with it. Oh, yeah. It's history of sign language is quite depressing. But anyways, that was like my Alexander Graham Bell speech. And then I did impromptu, which was I was given a quote and like 2 minutes to prepare a 5-minute speech. I don't know how I did that so good. And then I also did extemporaneous apologetics, also known as EA, where we discuss kind of what I'm doing with like the videos. It's like talking about different Bible topics. It's typically picked out. Is the book that they use for it is Systemic Theology by Wayne Grudem. And now I don't have that book, but I liked it. I might buy it again. So yeah, I did a bunch of speeches. That's what I'm trying to say. I work as a personal shopper. I get too much walking, and I can tell. I have a boyfriend who I love so very much. And I got 2 dogs. Well, they're my family's dogs. And they're both spoiled brats. They're so loving and adorable. And one's like this big, so it's like really tiny and cute. But they're spoiled. And I also love jokes. In case you couldn't tell in like my most recent video, other than this one, is the reading Revelations 2. I like little jokes. I'm a very punny person. Like, here's a good one. Where do pirates get their hooks? Secondhand stores. Well, I think that'll be all for like getting to know me. I think that gives you a very good idea. And I'm gonna go. Have a good day.